you doing? This is Adam Post, publisher of more than 1,000 comic books and marketing expert covering Disney cancels woke She-Hulk. Let's get into the story. Before we do, please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate you guys. Coming from Cosmic Book News, Disney said no thanks to She-Hulk Season 2, confirmed by Tatiana Maslany. Also from Cosmic Book News, diversity is destroying the MCU. Marvel producer confirms it's the future, and that goes all the way back to 2019, and now we are living in that future. Diversity has destroyed the MCU. Coming from the direct, She-Hulk Season 2 gets disappointing update from Tatiana Maslany. Also from Cosmic Book News, Echo's Alaqua Cox confirms MCU is real. In an interview, the deaf actress starts to sign MC before she catches herself and stops. The Marvels, which was an absolute theatrical disaster, Disney has lost hundreds of millions of dollars on this, and it's not just about losing the money on the Marvels. Now they don't know if Marvel is still a viable brand as a theatrical release. They'll have to find out in 2024 when they release Deadpool 3. But this movie only did $206 million worldwide. From Sportskeeda.com, the Marvels are under fire after a deleted scene implies marriage between a 16-year-old Ms. Marvel and the adult Captain Marvel. That's not appropriate. And from Screen Rant, shocking MCU statistics shows the still massive disparity between male and female-led Marvel movies. The MCU still only had 4 female-led feature films, reflecting an astounding difference between male-led and female-led Marvel movies. Of course, since Marvel is under such pressure now, and their movies are not doing well, particularly their female-led The Marvels movie, you can't expect to see a lot more female-led Marvel movies unless they really don't care about financial results. Coming from the direct, She-Hulk Season 2 gets disappointing update from Tatiana Maslany. She-Hulk attorney at law star Tatiana Maslany does not recommend fans hold out hope for a Season 2 of the Disney Plus series. You know, of course they're not going to do a Season 2 of this series. They introduced the character. They spent more than $25 million per episode, or 9 episodes of this TV show. People did not respond well to the show. The show was not well organized. The special effects were criticized very heavily. Just to get an idea, spending $25 million on a television episode is actually a tremendous amount of money to spend. Disney spent around $3 million per episode when they were doing TV shows for Netflix. Sure, that was years prior, but it wasn't like 100 years ago. Even present day, when you're talking about comic book shows, The Sandman from Netflix cost $15 million per episode. Netflix was considering not renewing that show because they felt $15 million was too much money, even though it was a hit for Netflix. It was drawing people to the streaming service. Yet they almost didn't renew the show because they thought it was too expensive. But at Disney, they will spend money on this kind of stuff even if nobody likes it. But not when it comes to Season 2. So far, the only live-action MCU Disney Plus original, as in made for Disney Plus series to be renewed this season, has been Loki. However, many of these shows, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Moon Knight, Ms. Marvel, etc., ended up with just enough loose ends to pick up from if a second season were to happen. She-Hulk was no different, even cheekily referring to a Season 2, if not more, in the MCU writer's room during the show's finale. But is She-Hulk getting a Season 2? What are you, nuts? Of course it's not getting a Season 2. According to She-Hulk actress Tatiana Maslany, who would actually know about this kind of thing because they'd want her to be She-Hulk, during a recent Twitch stream, a Season 2 of She-Hulk Attorney at Law seems highly unlikely. Speaking during a Codenames Live The New Class stream, Maslany said she does not think fans should expect a Season 2, remarking with a dash of humor, the show blew its budget with Season 1. Given this, she said that Disney was like, no thanks. It is worth noting that Maslany, while relatively confident in her answer, was not giving any sort of official announcement on the stream, as evidenced by her multiple uses of think as opposed to something more definite. However, Maslany's response certainly dampens fans' hopes that a She-Hulk Season 2 will ever get announced or made by Marvel Studios. But what's She-Hulk's future going to be in the MCU? Just to annoy people, you know this character has to return. The people at Marvel have gone from wanting to get fans interested to making sure they annoy and aggravate fans. Just because She-Hulk Attorney-at-Law does not seem to be getting a season 2, Jennifer Walters' She-Hulk could very well appear elsewhere in the MCU. There is arguably no better example of how she might show up elsewhere than her show, which included several cameos. The show brought back deep cuts like Abomination and fan favorites like Daredevil. Speaking of Daredevil, the last fans saw of Jen and Matt Murdock together, they appeared to be romantically involved in some capacity still. And even if they're no longer together, the next time fans see them, that doesn't mean some kind of professional or platonic relationship is off the table. They are both lawyers after all. They could sue each other. With Daredevil now officially canon to the MCU and Daredevil Born Again eventually on its way, it is possible that Jen could cameo in the show like how Matt cameoed on hers. Additionally, much how Matt had a brief appearance as Pete's lawyer in Spider-Man No Way Home, Jen could show up the next time a superhero falls into legal trouble, given her work in superhuman law in particular, because she's an attorney for superheroes. In the meantime, She-Hulk Attorney-at-Law is available to stream in full on Disney+. She-Hulk never deserved 9 episodes. They should have done one standalone 2-hour show or something like that. They could have seen what people's responses were. They didn't need to spend all of this money and go this far with it just to try to force an agenda of female superheroes that no one wanted to see. If they had done She-Hulk closer to the comic book, if they were more serious about adapting it, maybe it could have done well, but that should have been in a standalone single special like they did with Werewolf by Night. Why couldn't they do that? Coming from Cosmic Book News, Echo's Alaqua Cox confirms MCU is real. In an interview, the deaf actress starts to sign MC before she catches herself. They aren't supposed to admit that they're converting Marvel all to female lead characters. Well, wouldn't you know it? It turns out that all those YouTubers have been right all along. Echo star Alaqua Cox confirms that the MCU is real. In an interview while promoting the release of the show Cox signs, quote, "A lot of blood, violence, guns involved as well, and it's very gritty." She then adds, "It's a different feel compared to what the other MC," correcting herself, "MCU stuff that we've seen." The author of this article's friend is a teacher at the local school for the deaf, and he asked him to review the footage. Quote, "She does say it," he confirmed in regard to Alaqua Cox signing MC. They actually stopped the video after she signs MC, right as she's about to spell M for MCU. What is the MCU? The author's definition of the MCU is the woke infestation that has destroyed the Marvel Cinematic Universe in regards to pushing diversity at the expense of a good story. The MCU is the replacement of original characters, namely with female characters that are terribly written that don't come off as being organic to the story. And Marvel has always struggled with having strong female characters. It is a boys' property. Marvel has always been a boys' property. They certainly would try to put female superheroes in the mix whenever they could. But they really didn't work as ongoing standalone stories. It's not that women can't do it, it's just that Marvel really never figured out how to do it in the comics when they had their best creative people working there. You can't force something like that. It has to either just work or it doesn't. Case in point is the recent The Marvels movie, which massively bombed at the box office. Ironically, you can't blame men for the movie's failure, as it's known only the MCU fanboys actually showed up to watch it. Women, girls, and families passed on the movie. Recently also saw the deleted scene released by Kevin Feige that makes sex and sex toy remarks about the 16-year-old girl featured in the film Ms. Marvel. And that's covered more in this story. The Marvels are under fire after a deleted scene implies marriage between a 16-year-old Ms. Marvel and adult Captain Marvel. In a recently released deleted scene from The Marvels, the highly anticipated superhero team-up film from Marvel Studios, we witness an awkward conversation between Ms. Marvel and Valkyrie during a call. Valkyrie assumes Kamala is married to Carol Danvers and makes a bizarre comment about a sex toy. The scene was also unveiled before its digital and home video releases and sparked an intense outrage from Marvel fans. Opinions were divided when it came to Valkyrie, with some labeling her as controversial while others speculated about Captain Marvel's sexual orientation. In the deleted scene from the movie The Marvels, Tessa Thompson's Valkyrie makes a comical mistake by mistaking Kamala Khan for Carol Danvers' wife. In the scene, Kamala Khan, Ms. Marvel, unexpectedly finds herself inside Captain Marvel's ship for the first time and mistakenly answers a call from Tessa Thompson's Valkyrie. While fans continue to speculate about Carol and Valkyrie's possible romantic past, The scene also seems to hint at the close relationship they have. The transmission then cuts to Valkyrie herself, who slyly exclaims, "Oh, Captain, my Captain," only to discover that Kamala isn't her captain. Valkyrie responds to Kamala's introduction by saying, "Wait, Mrs. Marvel? Has Carol Danvers remarried? And once more, no invitation?" Kamala makes it clear that she is not married and that she goes by Ms. Marvel, not Mrs. And then she makes the sex toy comment. She tells Kamala, "Oh, you may want to strap on, I mean strap in." Fans have flocked to social media to share their thoughts on the unexpected turn of events after the deleted scene from the Marvels was recently made public. Reactions varied from amusement to anger. So of course that's inappropriate and Marvel should have never filmed that scene. It's amazing it made it past the director if the director wouldn't have wanted something weird like that in there. Of course she did. More examples of the MCU. Captain Marvel, Brie Larson's Carol Danvers, replaced the original Captain Marvel. And then Kamala Khan replaced Ms. Marvel. The Captain Marvel movie also retconned Carol as being responsible for the creation of the Avengers, among other things. The Avengers Endgame sees that forced scene featuring all the female characters. Black Widow is a Me Too movie. Taskmaster is female, used to be male. Shang-Chi, Sean is a slacker, the sidekick with no girlfriend. Jai Ling is the badass and becomes the new leader of the Ten Rings. In Eternals, the characters are changed for the sake of diversity. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Movie changed so Scarlet Witch could be made to be the star villain. Lesbian teen character America Chavez forced into the movie with gay parents. Post-credit scene with Clea, played by Charlize Theron. Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Shuri as the new Black Panther. Ironheart forced into the movie. Namor as a Mexican man. Thor Love and Thunder. Natalie Portman as a female Thor. Chris Hemsworth Thor made to be super goofy. Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. Catherine Newton's Cassie Lang. Anti-Captain America remarks. Michael Douglas Hank Pym's socialism remark. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Cosmo changed to female. The Marvels. No male characters. Fantastic Four, rumored to be about how Sue Storm can't become her own person because of Reed Richards, who has been keeping her down. Rumored to have Sue Storm at the center. Rumored to have a female Silver Surfer. X-Men. The X-Men are outdated, said a Marvel producer, because the term contains the word men. MCU at Disney+. WandaVision kicks off the MCU on Disney, ending rewritten so it doesn't feature white male actor and character Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange, which caused DS2 to be rewritten. In Loki, Sylvie is the female Loki. In What If, All About Agent Carter, the Season 2 finale is all about Agent Carter being a Mary Sue. In Hawkeye, Haley Steinfeld becomes the new Hawkeye. In Moon Knight, following the final episode, Marvel social media announced Layla as the female Scarlet Scarab. In Ms. Marvel, again a replacement for a replacement, Kamala Khan is given everything under the sun without having to do anything to earn it. In She-Hulk, Jen Walters doesn't get saved, nor does she receive a blood transfusion from her cousin, Bruce, the original Hulk, because he's a man. They don't use the badass scar from the comics, but Feige gives him a man bun, and Daredevil is goofy as heck. In the new show Echo, Kingpin cries, while Echo goes from a cool, dark, and gritty character to a superhero Native American who has the power of her female ancestors. Her power is giving Kingpin a conscience to make him cry and send him off with his tail between his legs. In Agatha, rumored to be about lesbian witches. In the upcoming Eyes of Wakanda, rumored to be about female Wakandan warriors that search for vibranium throughout different time periods. Also rumored to feature the MCU's first Iron Fist from the past, who is of course female. In Marvel Zombies, it focuses on Iman Vellani's Ms. Marvel, who could very well be immune from the zombie virus given that she's given everything, so why not? In Ironheart, Riri Williams as the female Iron Man replacement for Robert Downey Jr. In MCU special presentations on Disney+, Werewolf by Night, it's really the Elsa Bloodstone show. Now the entire future of Marvel seems to rest on the success of Deadpool 3. We'll have to see how it turns out. Let me know what you think of all this in the comments below. Always love to see your ideas. Please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again soon with another video. And if I don't see you, I will miss you.